Alright, so far the number of trades, I have 31 trades recorded so far. You see, I include the entry day, the exit day, the pair. So for the first 24 trades, see 1 year data of Euro USD, about 8 hours work on FX Rip. What's up YouTube? It's your boy Olalekan, the first right here. I'm officially done with my trading mentorship, and now comes the most important part of building a trading system, which is actually proving if the strategy works. In this video, I would walk you through the processes that I have in place to actually test my trading strategy and validating if it is a strategy I can be able to work with long term. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video. I would be giving a very quick recap for those that are new to the channel. My name is Olalekan. I am a forex trader that stopped trading 2 years ago, and I just go back to trading, putting together a trading system that I can be able to execute consistently and profitably. The past few videos that I made, I explained what my journey has been so far, and my last video was about me putting together a system that helps me track the progress that I'm making when it comes to getting back into trading and doing things the right way the second time I'm trying my hands at trading. Now that the trading mentorship is over, it is now time to collect data on the trading strategy and prove if it actually works long term. And I've been doing that for the past few days. I'm currently 30 or 31 trades into validating the first 100 trades, which I call the version 1. And once the version 1 is done, I'll review the trades and then move on to taking another sample of 100 trades, which will further reinforce the edge that the system has. Although based on the first 20 trades that I took, backtesting, I already have some statistics concerning the strategy, and even though I can't conclude just yet, but it is looking promising. Now that I have established where I am currently with my journey, I would hop straight to my laptop now to show you what the process behind the testing looks like and how my progress will be moving forward. Alright, so here we are. I have my Google Sheet. So it is Google Sheet I use to journal the trades, and I use FX Replay to backtest. So let me open FX Replay too. Alright, so here is what we have. It says Tuesday streak, but this data is of about 3 days, if I'm not mistaken. But I stopped in between like a day because like I had to work, I had to show up for my internship and stuff. But this is from yesterday and 2 days ago. And the data played back so far is a year, 11 months and 18 days. So time invested 10 hours and 59 minutes. Since it is free version, I can't really have my backtesting in just one session. So the limit for each session is just 1 month. So I just backtest for a particular month on a particular pair. Then once the 1 month is exceeded, I would create a new session, then continue from the following month. And the good thing is that you can save your chart template, which means that your analysis from your previous session stays on the charts and you can be able to continue. So now you see currently I have July here. So this is what I'm supposed to continue with today, July of 2023. So that's what I'm supposed to continue with today. Although I can't be able to visualize what the data looks like on FX Replay, like I would be able to if I were using Pro version, whereby I can be able to execute all the trades in one session and have all the data of maybe the amount of trades I took on this particular day, the amount of trade that came in at the particular session, or the amount of trade that hit stop loss, or the amount of trade that maybe hit 2TP, or maybe checklists and the likes. So that's it. And here is what my Google Sheet looks like. So you see, numbers don't lie. Alright, so far the number of trades, I have 31 play. Although it was more than 8 hours work because I had to review the data, the first 20 data, know what works, know what doesn't work, then know if I can apply the advices from people that trade the same system as me on Twitter. You can just pause to see the various columns that is included in my journal. The most insightful part so far is the RR section, whereby I'm recording the maximum excursion of the strategy, and that means like the highest RR the trade is able to reach. So some trades are able to reach 9.7. See 9.7 RR happens to occur here. 10 RR happens to occur here, and then at the end of the day I record the average RR the system has. The results: wins, losses, losses, and then see 2R, like the trade almost always hits 2R. then we have 3 hours. So had it been I were to be using 2 hours based on the data I have so far, it means that the trading system is going to maybe perform better, but then I can't conclude because the data set is not yet up to 100 or even more than 100. But so far it is looking good. You see, 4 hours we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So 9 trades out of 31 trades reach 4 hours. Sometimes it's not even like the strategy is not working, or your system is not working, or your psychology is not good. You just maybe don't have enough data to back the request you are asking for from your system. So some system might not be able to reach 5 hours or maybe reach 4 hours consistently like this is showing. But people almost always request for IRR from their system because maybe a mentor said they don't take less than 5 hours or they don't take less than 3 hours. What matters most is you being able to back whatever it is you are doing in your trading with a solid data that can help you make informed decision about your trading. And you can see the screenshot here. I have the higher time frame context that helps when I'm reviewing my trades. Then the screenshots before, the screenshots after, and you can see the balances. So the most loss I took was 5 losses, and those were the first 5 trades that I took. And looking in hindsight and what I know now, I could have not taken up to 5 losses because I was treating it as in the first 5 trades. I was treating the system like a pattern, so I didn't have a deeper insight into the logic that is guiding the trading system, right? But then, like, looking on Twitter and just seeking knowledge concerning that particular trading system, it reinforces the way I'm supposed to look at things on the chart, and that helped from my backtesting yesterday. As you can see, I had like how many wins here? 1 2 3 4 5 consecutive wins. It could have been 7, but the loss here happened because of a stop hunt. So, and that stop hunt happened because I just noted down, but I guess that's getting technical. So that could have not happened, but it happened anyways, and I learned from it. So that's the point of backtesting. You're able to learn from mistakes that you could have made when you are executing your system live. You see the notes here, I'll just write what stood out to me when it comes to executing a particular trade. So you can see for the last 2 trades now, I said knowledge of ICT liquidity pool helped. So no knowledge is a waste. Even though I was unable to make something out of trading ICT, the knowledge is not a waste. So far so good. This is the expectancy. It says 0.87, and based on my research, if you have like a expectancy value of, like, let's say 0.45 to 0.6 or thereabouts, you are good to go when it comes to prop firms. For a really good strategy, like exceptional strategy, their expectancy value is always more than 1. So total gain so far 23.02%. Then the strike rate so far is 41.94. Then the average stop loss is 15. Then the average RR is 3.45. I will still analyze these trades. I will still analyze the day of entry and every other thing in depth, but for now I'm just still collecting the data. And as you can see here, for the first 20 trades, I had made a review sheet, and the review sheet basically, as you can just pause to see it. So the overall performance of the first 20 trades, the notes of what I could have done better with the first 20 trades, like the intricate part of making the strategy work, then you can be able to work with that later in the future. So rule adherence, setup breakdown, like how many works out of so amount you take, then and so on. Although type 3, I just discovered that there's really not a type 3 per se when it comes to trading this strategy. It is just a type 1 and 2. Then the type 1 has a 2 type. Then the type 2 is basically engineered liquidity for those that trade structured liquidity and key levels. And for the maximum favorable excursion, so that is the highest RR reach. So how many trade reach 1 hour, how many trade reach 2 hour, and so on. Then the loss analysis, what caused each loss. Then the screenshots review. So when it comes to this screenshots review, I did not complete it here, but I did not complete it in this particular Word document, but it is here. You see, detailed trade review. Let me open that. So you can see the higher time frame context, the lower time frame setup, the lower time frame, the exits. So there's a mistake here. Then the exits. So I'm able to actually sit down with each screenshot and write out things that stand out to me, right? What could have caused a particular loss, or what could have caused this win. So mostly it is losses I'm reviewing really, but when it comes to winners, I'm just looking at what is the commonality with these winners, and for losses, what is the commonality. So for these first 20 trades, I've done that. But then for the next 20 trades, I'll do that also until I reach 100. Then at the end of 100 trades, I'm going to have a data-backed approach to actually executing my strategy. Then after reviewing every trade and every intricate part of executing the system, then I can now proceed to the version 2 of the strategy. I hope you understand that now. Then if you want to pause and read, I'm going to be scrolling through what the document looks like. So it's how long, but it is not all the trades I reviewed, though. It was the trades that actually really stand out and I'm able to learn something from. Before I proceed, I would like to appreciate the 3 new subscribers that subscribed to the channel the past week. Welcome to the channel, and I promise you it's going to be really worth it following this journey, as you'll be inspired and be able to learn from the things I'm doing, and also be able to gain from whatever resources it is I'm using to improve my trading. So thank you for subscribing. If you are yet to subscribe to the channel, please subscribe. I really appreciate it, and give this video a thumbs up. It will help the video go a long way. Thank you. I've showed you what the version 1 looks like, and I'm looking to improve it to then proceed to the version 2. So after I complete my version 2, I would then proceed to testing the system. It is not going to be a very short process like most people would think, because most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year or a few months and underestimate what they can do in a few years, like 2 years, 3 years. So after I'm done validating the second version, I would then test the system using a demo account, or if I can be able to afford a prop account at that point in time, or maybe get one from a giveaway, then I'm going to be using a prop account to validate, to test it, not even to maybe make money, because that's not the aim of the journey itself, or me getting back into trading. The aim of getting back into trading is to actually have a profitable system and something I can execute flawlessly. After testing, I can now see if the data that comes from testing actually matches the backtesting data, the version 2 backtesting data, or the combination of the 2 versions, the average win rate and everything, like if it actually matches. So if it matches, then I can now proceed to trading a prop firm account. And the goal I actually have in mind is to actually have a profitable trading system that I can execute flawlessly by the time I finish university, so I don't have to worry about building that system again, or spending time backtesting and doing all of that. Although after even putting together a trading system, you're as good as how much you study. So I still know that there's still much more work to get done, but at least the foundational work will be done already by the time I finish university, and I will be able to achieve that, hopefully. That being said, I would focus on what I have at hand currently and then progress at my own pace while showing up consistently to improve my trading edge. Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate it. If you made it this far to the video, please share, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It helps the video go a long way, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye bye.